What's up, everyone? You ready to loop? Everybody here ready to loop? You know, it's awesome that they are continuing the Guitar Hero franchise. Like, this Loop Hero game, it's not what I expected from a Guitar Hero game, but the music's sick. That's about that all else has to do with Guitar Hero. Yeah, so let's jump in. So this is Loop Hero. Loop Hero is a PC game. It's released last week. It's regularly priced $15, but it might still be on sale. I know I picked it up on Humble Bundle like right away, like for $10. I heard a lot of people hyping this up though, that it's very addictive. I saw some people comparing it to crack cocaine. So I decided to check it out, and guess what? It is, I've never tried cocaine or crack, but it is very addictive. So I want to do like a short little video just talking about it a little bit. It's a weird, just melting pot of a bunch of different games. It's very basic. It is a roguelike. I'm on the second kind of level. Chapter 2 is what it's called. We'll go to the first level though. So first off, I will try to explain this as easily as I can because it does get pretty hardcore pretty quickly. But these basically act as a deck of cards that you have. You actually place these around on the map, and they do different things. Like this meadow will give you 2 HP at the start of each day. There's like a time cycle. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain everything at this point, so let's just jump in. I'm going to play as a warrior. I've also unlocked a rogue, and I know there's like one more class you can unlock, I think. We'll play as just a warrior, because I know what he's all about. So, I'm going to pause it right here, though. So this is the game. This is my dude here. He is a little bitty warrior, and you can see whenever I right-click, it says planning. If I right-click again, it says adventure. So he's going to loop around here constantly, unless I hit that right-click, and then it says planning. So you get loot as you walk around. So this is an upgrade I got where I get all this stuff at the very beginning, which is nice. And these fights, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit here and just let them run, basically. Now, this is the part that you kind of have to actively do stuff, other than, changing loot, changing equipment or anything like that. So you actually can pick anywhere where these go, and they give you different attributes. So this here is just a rock. It gives you plus 3 HP, and then plus 3 more HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. So if you're placing a rock somewhere, you want to make sure you place, other rocks, mountains around it. With meadows, if you place it near something else that's not a meadow, it actually makes it a blooming meadow, which gives you more health. So there's a lot of stuff like that that take a while to kind of figure out. The game does not make it clear to you, like this blooming meadow. Eventually you'll just put it next to something that's not a meadow, and it'll be like, hey, now it heals 3 HP. But enough of that. Let's just do some fighting. We'll just let him run around for a little bit. This is a fantastic game for listening to podcasts, watching TV shows, just multitasking, because at this point, I don't really have to do anything. So some of this stuff has drawbacks, and the main attributes that they give you is just more resources. That very beginning thing I showed of it looked like a small little village. That's something you go back to between each run, and you actually upgrade using resources that you find. It's up here. These are just kind of the resources I have so far. Let's just let them run around for a little bit more while I'm talking about this. So these resources, you can keep all of them if you kill the boss, or you can retreat eventually, and you usually leave about like 60% of the resources you found, or if you die you get, I think, 30% maybe. So let's get back in this though. So I'm gonna put rock next to rock. Yes, this here is a battlefield. You can see there on the lower right, it says spawns a chest at the start of each loop. Enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. Ghosts are bad. Whenever you kill an enemy, a ghost can pop back up. Just gives you more stuff to kill, and your health will go down more. So you want to put this where you don't set something up where someone else, like enemies, will respawn. So for example, this village heals just 20 HP upon entering, gives you a quest. I will put this like right here, just because it's about the midpoint away from this camp. Whenever you hit a camp, it gives you most of your health back. This here is a grove. So this one here, you can see it says just spawns a rat wolf every 2 days. The wolf can move to an adjacent tile. That seems like nothing but a negative. You do get resources when you pass over this space. But there is a different card that you get that will basically just auto-kill enemies when they go past a certain health. And you can only place that near one of these groves. So that you have to kind of plan where you're putting everything, which I really actually do like. On top of this kind of just letting your dude run around, equipping loot, which you can see different. Okay, so this is here. Better. That's better. That's one thing I've had a problem with, is actually going for builds in this, just because of how freeform it is and how much it requires you knowing what kind of layout you want to go into with these cards, because those cards will help you get the weapons you need for certain builds. And that's the thing I've not gotten a hang of, really. So this here's a treasury. I love this thing. So basically every resource you place around it will give you an extra random resource. So I got a lot of meadows. Yeah, let's do this. So you can see it turns at blooming meadow again. Yep. These wheat fields can only be placed next to a village, plus 10 HP to healing in adjacent villages. But this, it spawns a scarecrow every 4 days, which that's like another enemy type to fight. So I got those. Might as well put that there. So I still have to get some on these 4 little wee corners here. This here decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent titles the effects of lanterns can stack. So this one's good if, say, you've made like kind of a hard checkpoint for yourself. All I really have so far is just this, because this will spawn enemies eventually, and there's already 2 here. So it just basically means that enemies won't get kind of clogged up and just keep building up in that area. This is a lot. This game is a lot. It is luckily pretty easy to get your head around. It's one of those games that it's easy to learn, hard to master, because there's so many extra things and through the upgrades, everything. But it is super addictive. I've done nothing but play this the past weekend, basically. And it's just super casual. Like, even when you fail in a run, it's not disappointing because you're not exerting effort into it, rarely. Like, it's just kind of like, yeah, oh, look, more loot. Okay, fine. So these are all negatives, fine. Let's put another meadow here. So you can see there that blooming meadow, it's not a blooming meadow, because these are already blooming. It doesn't count for, you know, similar meadows. So this only gives me 2 HP. But we'll put this there. And we'll do another road lantern. So this, one thing, small thing. Well, we'll do this real quick, because this is that chest that popped out of there. And because there's no enemies that, other than just this area where it has 5% chance of spawning a slime once a day, I don't have to worry about ghosts, just from where I placed it, which is nice. But yeah, this is a lot to take in, I know. So let's put just this there. So this chrono crystal, you can see there, doubles the effect of a day's passing on adjacent tiles. So this is kind of a bad thing if you put, say, here, because it means enemies will spawn here every 1 day instead of just, right? Yeah, doubles the effect. So they'll spawn every 1 day instead of spawning every 2 days. So it's not good to put it there, but say if you put it near, if you can get it near one of these meadows, that's perfect, because they heal you 3 HP at the start of each day. Or say this battlefield here, which I'll put here, because there's no negative, unless I have other things around here, to having this. It just makes a chest spawn quicker. Actually, I don't even think it does anything. Found something new. Yeah, because I always thought this operated underneath like the time of day, which is up here. Or no, never mind. This is the day progress. So every day, roughly, new enemies will respawn. So this day progress up here will kind of inform you of that. It's not really super important to pay attention to this, as far as I've found. And this map completion here, it's basically the more you place down like these things to the side, anything on the actual map through these cards, by the end of this bar, you'll have to fight the boss at your camp. So whenever I place enough stuff there, guy will pop up there. One thing, they don't want you to have to spend too much time in this loot screen, I don't think. So anytime you replace something, say up here, like this is 4 to 6. So this happens with everything. You'll see there, it just threw away that item. that could be a bummer if you accidentally mess up or anything like that. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and rush straight to the boss battle, so you're not going to see me just occasionally clicking for about another 30 minutes. God, I'm at half health. And then here is their, will be dialogue. I love these paintings. Like, look at that. That's sick, man. This lich looks awesome. Oh, this is the first time I've actually been back to this boss since beating him the first time. What the? This is a lot of story for this at this point, because I've had no idea what's going on. Okay, that's all I need to know. I thought they started getting into what is actually going on. Like, whenever he hits me, he's got like robes in underneath his cloak. Or he's got stars underneath his robe. He shoots out planets at me. Like, God, that's so cool. And hey, I'm dead. So I keep only 30%. I lost all of this stuff. Take all. Oh. Let's do it for this video. Yeah, let's take all of it. What? Okay, I guess let's take all of it. I thought maybe it's because I've beaten him? I don't know why. It says 1 out of 1. Okay. Whatever. We're back here. I got all those resources. Don't know why that worked out that way. So these are everything I built. Tells you what kind of resources you need there. I wish it made it, for how great it is normally, where you can look at any tile and have your cursor over it and it'll explain to you what that tile does. I wish it would do the same for resources. Oh, these things come from this. Like, this is just staple wood. 10 fragments form a whole orb of crafts. Here's metamorphosis. Like, you have to look up where the stuff comes from, I think. I heard people say that you need to check the encyclopedia. Oh. I don't know what the point of that is. I don't even know how to find the encyclopedia. Maybe I unlocked it. I don't know. So, let's build, though. So, I've already built one of these. I don't know if I really need to build one of these. The supply unlocks the wheat fields card. Looks like I haven't figured out if it's worth it to have more than one of something. I'm sure it is, if it's even letting me, because these other ones it does not let me. But I don't want to put my resources into that yet. But, you see, there is quite a bit of a skill tree here. And also, oh, okay, that was weird. Way more simple. Let's hear this again. Oh. Okay. So, these upgrades, it's always this resource that stops me, so I wonder if this is something hard to get. But you can actually upgrade most of these individual buildings. Yeah, it's like a bunch of stuff. You can dismantle them if you want, upgrade them. I haven't messed with this part too much because it's quite a bit of a resource grind getting there. I will quickly show this rogue, and then we're probably going to head on out of here. Let's start a little bit of a harder loop. So these weapons I have at the very beginning, my rogue cannot actually equip this shield. He dual wields instead, so. And he just looks like a little bitty weirdo now. Like, what's he doing? It's like he's just pointing his swords around. So one of the main differences with rogue is you aren't actively getting loot while killing these enemies. You're getting resources that whenever you get back to your camp, it just gives you a shit ton of loot. To the point where I don't know if you can even screw yourself over if you get too many resources, because there's only, 12 slots here. I don't know if that's... And it just throws out any extra resources, so who knows? I don't know. It's confusing. Why did it not? Okay. I thought it was weird. Let's put a grove like right there. Battlefield up here. That's one thing I don't really like about the Rogue, is that here comes all the lump sum. It's cool when you get to one of these, but when you're not, it is less to pay attention to actively, just because you're not getting a ton of loot to actually make sure that you need to customize or whatever. But it takes away, it's kind of that like force feedback almost. Like you kill something, you get good loot. You're not getting that on this one. Let's put that there. I don't know if there's a difference between... It doesn't seem like there's a main hand and offhand though, so yeah. He's got boots. Evasion, same boots. Put that there. Both of those worse. That's worse. Is it better? Yeah, just put that there. So there's a lot of doing this. I've just, whenever I get to camp, got to spend a minute actually going through inventory, which I don't like as much as just the plain old warrior. Put this there. Still not sure if that helps. Still not sure. But hey, that's Loop Hero. I definitely would recommend it to people. It is a just fun little roguelike. I don't know. Fun little roguelike. It's, you know, it doesn't require a lot of investment. It doesn't make everything clear to you, which as clear as I wish it would. But it's a just very casual roguelike. It's great for multitasking. I would recommend it to almost anybody. If you're open to a roguelike, if this seems like something you'd be interested in, I definitely would recommend it. I think that's going to about do it for Loop Hero. I definitely would recommend it to people. It's been very addictive for me. I have heard, just reading, you know, hearing stuff about it, that it maybe gets a little bit tiring. Like maybe it's just a little bit too long in the tooth to do everything, like to actually complete it. It just might not have enough depth to actually last it. But from what I've seen, this has quite a bit of depth. And just the idea of unlocking new cards and how much that changes, there's a lot to chew on in this game, which I like. And it's just, this combat requires so little effort. I love it. Like, as much as I love games like Doom Eternal, where it beats you over the head with its combat and it requires you to use everything at your disposal, it's fun just playing, you know, a light combat game like this occasionally. I'm interested in seeing what the studio does. It's made by 4 Quarters. I'm not sure if they made any other games. This is a hell of a first game, just combining so many different genres into one. It's insane. So thank you all for checking out my look at Loop Hero. I plan on doing quite a bit more videos like these. I do actually have a series of videos coming out that's very similar to how I'm doing this one pretty soon, and I'm excited about. But hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, make sure to like it. There we go. I said it right. Make sure to like it, you know, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of this game. It just came out. I haven't seen a lot of coverage on it so far. I think it's kind of one of those things that could get very big, or it could, you know, just be like, hey, Devolver Digital put out another cool game, like how they did with Ringworld, I think it was called. But hey, I will see you next time.